Hello! Welcome back to the channel JourneY MindS. I have eliminated 80% of the Jews from this world and I am leaving 20%. After I die, you will feel that I wish I had eliminated these 20% and would have eliminated the name and mark of the Jews from the world viewers. These were the words of Adolf Hitler. As soon as you hear Hitler's name, you think that he had killed Jews on a large scale. But why did Hitler hate Jews, and why did he eliminate Jews from Germany? Viewers, these are the questions that have been written in many books to get an answer. But the most correct thing is that Hitler considered the German people to be the best people in the world. He thought that only the German people have the right to rule the world, and it is necessary for the development of Germany that all traitors be eliminated from the country. These are obstacles in the development of human beings. Viewers, in the First World War, Jews living in Germany supported the British and its allies against the German interests. It was an unforgivable crime for Hitler to work against Germany while living in Germany. He knew from his old history that how he misled the prophets of God, and as a Christian, he knew that they were Jewish scholars who played a role in hanging Jesus. That is why he considered them a cursed generation and wanted to purify the world from the Jews. Jews did not consider Jesus as the Son of God like Christians, and many Christians considered this refusal to believe in Jesus as a sign of arrogance. For centuries, the Church of Christians taught them that Jesus died because of the Jews. Today's researchers and churches teach that Jesus was martyred by the Roman government because the Roman officers considered him a political threat for their power. There were also religious and social coincidences. The rulers imposed restrictions on the Jews and banned them from working and obtaining land at the same time, since the Church of the old times did not allow trade, that is money, to be used in France. The secret police of Russia, a member of the Zionist group, made protocols. In the protocols, it was said that the Jews were planning to conquer the world. In those documents, a meeting of international Jewish leaders was included in which they gave the plans to conquer the world an end. And it was clear to them that through Jewish secret organizations and agencies, political parties wanted to control life, newspapers, and public opinion, and use it for their purposes. The protocols were published in various countries of the world, including the United States. On the night of November 9th, 1938, there was a lot of violence against the Jews. Apparently, this did not happen according to any plan. This was the result of a German officer's murder in Paris by a Jewish woman. In 2 days, more than 250 Jewish worship places were burned. More than 7,000 Jewish businesses were looted and destroyed. Dozens of Jews were killed, and Jewish cemeteries, hospitals, schools, and houses were looted, while police and fire brigades were watching because of the glass windows and windows of shops scattered on the streets. That night was called the Kristallnacht. After that morning, 30,000 Jewish men in Germany were arrested for being Jewish. The Jews were taken to custody camps, where hundreds of them died. Some Jewish women were also arrested and sent to local prisons. Jewish businesses were not allowed to reopen until their organization was not in the hands of non-Jews. Jews were put on curfews because of which their chances of leaving their homes were limited. After the Kristallnacht, the lives of German and Austrian Jewish children and youths became even more difficult. They were already banned from entering the strange houses, public parks, and terracotta poles. Now they were expelled from government schools like their parents. Jewish youths had to face complete isolation in Germany. Many Jews committed suicide in despair. Most of the families tried to escape. About 17,000 Polish Jews were expelled from Germany. All of this was done after they were involved in plans and violent attacks against Germany. On November 9, 1938, a German ambassador was shot and killed in Paris. Jews were targeted and expelled from government schools. 2 months after Adolf Hitler became chancellor, the administration began to be implemented in April 1933. An Aryan paragraph was included in those laws, in which Jews were expelled from different sectors of society. All government employees were required to present documents in the evidence of their Aryan lineage. For the first time in the law, the name of a Jew was introduced. The employees whose parents or grandparents were Jews were expelled from their positions on August 17, 1938. The name of a Jew was declared mandatory for Jews. The German government did not immediately declare Jews as Jews for all Jews who did not have their first names. After their first name, the name of a Jew was declared mandatory. The men and women were given the name of Sarah. The men and women were given the name of Sarah. In October, the German government seized all Jewish passports. The Jews were given a new passport with the name of J, which showed the Jewish identity of the owners, September 19, 1941. B's were introduced to the Jewish identity in Germany. For more than 6 years, Jews were required to wear a yellow six-pointed star on their clothes. The name of a Jew was written in black letters, which in German was called a Jew. Now it was possible to recognize Jews in Germany. In October, the Jewish Germany started a regular revolution. In March 1942, it became necessary for Jews to display the sign of the star in their homes. This generation of Jewish viewers is called the Holocaust. Holocaust is a word that is banned from being used. There are 13 countries in the world where if you use this word or if you write it in a letter, you can be sentenced to 3 to 10 years. If you use this word on social media, your account will be blocked. The Jews took great advantage of this word. They became oppressed and discussed this genocide so much that the whole world, even the Germans, cry together with the Jews. No one dies when they listen to the song of the nation. Human rights are severely violated. Screams and shouts, the murder of parents in front of children and the murder of children in front of parents. The sisterhood of brothers in front of brothers. Just like the Muslims were done in the campus of Sabira and Shatila. But the blood of the Muslims is called the Jewish ketchup, more delicious children. When they shed tears on their children, it is said that when the Jews were sent to Palestine in the form of panaguzin, then the murderers and mental patients from all over the world were found and sent to Palestine. Humanity was not a name among those people. Blood was called juice and human flesh was called pork. They were to the extent that they were sent as high officers in the army of Israel. They were taken away from their homes like a hypocrite when they were oppressed in Palestine. The Jews were captured at the homes of those Muslims when songs were played in a very loud voice at the occasion of an Islamic festival in the Muslim camp. A Palestinian who was also an ambassador to Palestine and is now a professor at Jamia Azhar. He said that in the heat of those songs, the screams of the Muslims were heard by no one. The Jews would enter the tents of the Muslims. They would slaughter the Muslims like butcher. They would get tired. Then they would go to drink alcohol. Drinking alcohol, they would swing on their own. They would play music, and then they would dance and enter the Muslim camp. The Jews celebrated this massacres like a festival in the morning. There was only human flesh and blood in those campuses. The bodies were crushed in such a way that it was not possible to identify any human being. All the physical body parts were buried in the collective grave. The dead people's homes, gardens, and fields were captured by the Israelis' viewers. This series is still going on. A group of Jews still believes in the ancient Torah and believes that the existence of a separate country for the Jews is the disobedience of God. According to them, the world will end, and the world will be punished by God if the Jews disobeyed him and made it a separate country. You will often find these people crying on the walls of Gibeah, but these people are like salt in the flour. Most of the crazy people who are called Zionists are the people who become helpless in front of the world and collect sympathies. They are more cunning than beasts. They had never forgotten their purpose. Today, Adolf Hitler has been proved right by time. The global conspiracy of the Jews that the Nazis and the Russians were trying to stop. The Jews started working on it successfully as soon as they gathered their feet. The only difference is that this time, the Christian world is with them, because they not only think of the Jews as oppressed, but also consider it a great sin to speak against them. Viewers, with this hope, allow me to say that you must have liked our video. See you in the next video. May God bless you.